So if you're looking to start a recruitment agency, these are 5 things that I made mistakes with when I started my business, and also what a lot of people make. So don't do these 5 things is what I'm saying. Basically, avoid them like the plague. And it's very common. I'm not going to talk about working hard, blah, blah, blah. Everyone knows that. It goes without saying. But I'm going to give you some real life, real examples of what you should avoid doing. So it's 5 things. Number 1 is obsession with outsourcing and automation. I do talk about automation. I use it a hell of a lot in my business. Any process I can automate, I will do. However, you can't start a business and automate the whole process because you don't have a process to automate. You haven't built a business development funnel. You haven't built a client funnel. So what you need to do is do it the old-fashioned way first, and then figure out, okay, I'm spending 3 hours a day on this. I need to outsource that. I can, delegate some roles there, whatever you want to do. So a lot of people, it depends on the business model you're going down. Some people come to me, and the ones I've coached have said to me, look, I want to hire from the offset. I don't want to do any recruitment. That's different. So that doesn't apply to this. But if you are starting out, you need to deal with the candidates. You need to speak to the clients. You need to see what objections you get back and deal with that accordingly. You can't go into the business and build out of the box funnel and just bang, plug and play, and it's going to work. It doesn't work like that. Outsourcing as well, there's an obsession around it. People are like, oh, I can just outsource I give the example of lead sourcing, but lead sourcing, you don't know what leads you're looking for. You don't know what works. So first figure it out and then say, okay, great. This job title is easy to win clients for and I can make placements with it. Now I want to automate it. So that's number 1. Number 2 would be consistency. People are not consistent in what they do. Everything is down to consistency. If you want to be a good boxer, you become consistent at it. You train every day. If you want to start lifting weights, etc., you have to be consistent. Same with business development. Some people will just start doing business development for a few days and nothing else after that. Yeah, it must be consistent. If you're doing 20 emails a day, do it consistently. If you're doing 30 cold calls, do it consistency. Likewise with the candidates. Your business value will be on the candidates you hold in your database long term. It won't be, oh, I can find a candidate, I'm really good. No one can make a recruitment business highly profitable by just going out and finding everyone over and over. You have to have them ready. So being consistent in whatever you do as a business, sort your business plan out, your KPIs, and be consistent with it. Yeah. Third one is a difficult one, and it takes a lot of time, and it's very hard to do at the start. There is a preconceived notion. If you are a salesperson, you must be the slave and they're the master. Whatever they say, whatever price they give, whatever they say they want it, you have to follow it. It's very difficult. It's easy for someone to say, just be tough, be firm, talk to the client and say, no, we charge 50%, we charge 30%, and be consistent with it. What will happen is you'll just end up with no clients. So you must build into that, and it just takes time, yeah? But in the back of your mind, you have to transition and you have to move over to becoming the authority in your market and your niche to the point where you can kind of be stronger and negotiate. How you can do that on easy level or easy mode, probably have a lot of clients. Once you've got loads of clients and you're billing well and you've got, good contracts, afterwards, when you talk to a client, you're going to talk differently. You're going to be like, okay, we work with this client, and a client says to you, oh, we don't do it that way. That's absolutely fine. My wife always says to me, I always say, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'd love to do that. She always says, I hear you in the office saying, oh, that means I'm not interested. Yeah. If a candidate says, oh, I want 55K, that job's only paying 50. Oh, I can't really do that. It's not my place to say. I don't think they're going to pay that much. So it is just about being a consultant rather than a salesperson. But that's more in depth and it just takes time and there's not really much to say on that. Just try and avoid bending over, dropping your pants straight away is my advice. And it's very hard to do because clients, if they sniff inexperience, they'll eat you alive as well. For example, they might say, you might go in with a 10% fee. It's usually centered around fees. And then they say, oh, we pay everyone 5%. If you don't have any experience, you might say, okay, I'll take the 5%. And then they know they can treat you however they want. Yeah. But later on with experience, it comes. So number 4 is mistakes I made as well. And mistakes that some people I see making. In fact, I see it every hour of the day. LinkedIn is a good example. How to market your agency, how to brand your agency, how to push it out. It doesn't really matter too much. I think that's later in the business. Yeah. You have to have some specific branding. The branding is around the niche you recruit for. So I'll give an example. A recruiter would go on LinkedIn, get a job order from a client, and they would sit there and they would start posting about it. They would say, oh, I've got this job in Liverpool. It's paying 44K. It's this. Contact me if you're interested. What that makes you seem is like you've got no candidates, number one. Yeah. It might make you look good, like, oh, you've got loads of jobs and you're doing that. But anyone can write anything. Yeah. I've never ever, very rarely in some markets, usually it's overseas candidates contacting me. That's all you get. Like, I'm interested and, you're never going to place them. So it is just about time and resources being spent in places that don't yield results would be number 4. That's a better way to put it. Rather than sitting on LinkedIn typing, it's nice to put things out there, but a client is never going to contact you and a candidate is never going to, very rarely going to contact you. And if they are, they're probably not very good, is my take on it. So you have to allocate resources. Don't spend time on building up your social media or your LinkedIn account, because that takes time. Even the best recruiters I know don't even have LinkedIn. I think there's 2. One that I know is £1 million biller. He doesn't have LinkedIn. He just says rubbish. He doesn't use it. So this brings me to number 5, is an important one. It's something that's, when you're starting off as a recruiter, if you're working for a firm, it's different. You don't really have a say in it, but it's the obsession with pricing and fees. Yeah. There's a lot of talk about, I've spoke to so many recruiters and I'm very passionate about arguing and trying to sound smart on this subject. The fees are something that people look too much into. There is an industry average, and average means the majority. This is what everything points to, numbers wise. There's an average of fees per placement. Yeah. I'll give an example. If you're recruiting, warehouse staff, you probably won't get a 15%. Yeah, on a permanent basis. Forget it. It's not going to work. Yeah. If you do, it's probably someone else is going to come across and pitch a 10% and they're going to save some money and go with that client, recruitment company. So don't be obsessed with fees. Don't feel like, it brings me to, point 3, which was people pleasing. You can't drop your fees so low, but you can't have them too high. You're better off going on the volume side and working your way up. If you start an agency, you've only got 2 ways to compete: price and service. You've never given the service, so you have to compete on price. I'm not saying undercut the market, because it's contradicting what I always say, but going at the industry average. If it's 10%, go in at 10%, yeah? If a client says to you, we don't do 10%, we can do 8%, or we can do 12%, whatever. Say, I'll do it for the first placement or the first 2 placements, yeah? Get the money in the business. You can't be obsessed with fees if you have no turnover in your business. If your net profit is 0, your fees are 0 as well, technically. And it's all just paper. Yeah. Once you've got money in the bank, you can start to look, okay, look, we've got 12 clients. Yeah. I'm at full capacity. The only way to make the business more profitable is the next few clients that come on, they're going to be pitched at 2% higher. Yeah. I'm not going to break the market and jump to 20%. Everyone's on 10%. Okay, great. To make this business more profitable, I'm making 4 to 8 placements per month. I'm going to put everyone else on 12%. I've even gone to clients before and I've said, I'm sorry, I have to put my fees up. And I was so scared. I'm like, I've lost them as a client, definitely. Call them up. I sent them an email. I was so scared. I'm such a coward. And I said to them, I remember, it's the only few clients I put my fee up and no one batted an eyelid. They were like, yeah, that's fine. Cool, send me your new terms. I said, oh, thank God. I've never done it again. I hate putting the fees up. I'm a bit of a coward when it comes to putting fees up. I think I can give a very profitable service. Yeah. Don't forget, business runs at 96% profit. Yeah. My business. That was not this year, last year. So there's very little cost for me. Yeah. It's purely profit. I don't have major teams. I don't have I've got people overseas working. So it doesn't really sort of fit the bill in terms of, being consistent with it. And anyway, I'm rambling on. These are 5 points, yeah? So don't be obsessed with automating things from the get-go. You must start the business up, get going, become a recruiter, and then see what problems you can fix. Consistency is key. That's number 2. Just whatever you're doing and whatever formula you're using, be consistent with it, yeah? Also, people pleasing. It comes with time. You'll learn who's having you on, who's pulling your leg, who's trying to pull a fast one. Number four is sort of on the marketing side, in terms of, don't be obsessed with posting on LinkedIn and giving away your clients and, trying to attract people that it doesn't work with. There's only a certain few. The algorithm's very deep. And if you're not using a pod, you ain't going to go anywhere on LinkedIn. They want you to buy ads. Number five, obsessions with fees. Don't be obsessed with fees. Move on and build your business up. And then you can sort of look at how we're going to turn this more profitable by turning the fees on. Hope this helps. Don't make these mistakes, my friends.